Welcome. Super excited to be here with you today. Obviously, it is a much different year and much different circumstances than we all would have hoped. But I do want to say to all of you a big thank you from your city administration and your council. You have served with grace and with courage during an extremely difficult time. But today is all about honoring you for your certifications and your years of service. Those things did not stop during COVID because, quite frankly, we did not stop serving during COVID, and that's a testament to each of you. So this time is about you, and we have a long agenda ahead of us today because we have a year's worth of recognitions. And so with that, we're going to open it up, and I'm going to ask Chief Gad if he would to come join me here, and Chief Gad will start with our police department. Chief.
Good morning. The officers that are going to come before you this morning represent 20% of our police department. But before we begin our recognition with our anniversary pins, I want to introduce to you our Police Officer of the Year that was selected by the Public Safety Commission 2020. He is also receiving his 10-year service award. Rafael Baumgartel, if you'll please come forward. Over the last 10 years, Rafael has been consistent in our criminal investigation division. He works hard at what he does and has become our financial crime specialist. He's also the leading member of our Honor Guard, and he is unmatched in his memory retention. He's also become one of our vehicle specialists. If he sees a vehicle on a video, he's able to tell us the make, the year, and the model, which has facilitated several arrests and saved countless hours of investigations. Rafael continues to show his knowledge and commitment on a daily basis. What people don't know originally is he came from Germany. He came to the United States at the age of 16. He graduated high school in Maryland and served 5 years active duty in the military. He received his bachelor's degree in 2009, and in 2014 went back to Tarleton State University where he received his master's degree in criminal justice, graduating with honors with a 4.0 GPA. Again, Rafael, congratulations, and thank you for not only the 10 years of service to the City of Harker Heights, but also being our recipient of Officer of the Year. We'll begin with our 5-year service presentation, Richard Hatfield. Richard Hatfield has a very diverse career. He retired from the Killeen Police Department as a sergeant after 23 years of service to that city. After spending 3 years in Afghanistan as a private contractor for the Law Enforcement Professional Services, he returned stateside and went to work for the Killeen Independent School District. He worked in both the Killeen and Ellison High School, both as an instructor and as a police officer. Upon coming to the City of Harker Heights as a patrolman, he entered our field training officer program, and he is now assigned to the organized crime unit with Bell County. And as you can tell from his attire, he's currently on a surveillance, so he's trying to maintain some of that undercover status. Rick, thank you so much for your service. Fernando Fernandez is not available to be here this morning because of an earlier commitment, but Fernando is one of our newest sergeants. He began his career with the City Police Department in 2016. Prior to joining the police department, he served in the United States Army as a military police officer for 20 years. Fernando is married, has 4 children, and in his spare time, he enjoys spending time with his family and traveling throughout the state of Texas, visiting other relatives. He also enjoys working out in the gym, going saltwater sea fishing, and barbecuing at home. Fernando, thank you again for your service. Joshua Wood. Josh Wood began his career also in 2016 after serving 20 years in the United States Army as a military police officer. Upon joining the City of Harker Heights Police Department, he became a member of our SWAT team and is part of our field training officer program. In his free time, he enjoys shooting, going to the gun range, hiking, fishing, and making custom gun and knife holsters. He always expresses how proud he is of his son, who is following in his footsteps currently in the military with the 160th Special Operation Aviation Regiment. Josh, thank you so much. Duarte Fernandez. Duarte was born in California, Turlock, California, to be specific, and graduated high school in 1999. He joined the United States Army from 2000 to 2010, where he served as a drill sergeant and was deployed twice to Iraq. He became a police officer for the City of Harker Heights in 2016 and currently participates in the Honor Guard and is also a field training officer. His hobbies include spending time with his 4 children. He also is working on a 1971 Ford Torino. So he spends a lot of time working on that vehicle, as well as going to the gym, fishing, and also barbecuing. Duarte, thank you so much, sir. Ronnie Clark is also being recognized for his 5-year service award. However, Lonnie is unable to be here as well. Lonnie also was in the Marine Corps, and because of his skills that he gained in the military, he volunteers and works on our MRAP, which is an armored vehicle that the SWAT team uses. He's been able to save us lots of money and repair time and downtime on that vehicle. He's also been the one who's worked on our command van that you see out at Market Heights during the holiday season. He's been married for 27 years, and law enforcement runs well in his family. His wife is currently a deputy for the Bell County Sheriff's Department. He goes above and beyond servicing our community and helping with the police department maintaining those 2 vehicles that I discussed earlier. So, Lonnie, thank you for your service to the city. Stephanie Hall. Stephanie Hall began her career with the city in November 2015. She was hired as a part-time call taker, and shortly after that was promoted to full-time call taker. In July of 2018, she was promoted to the CID clerk, where, as you know, our CID detectives, she had her hands full herding cats and rounding those guys up. She's done an outstanding job as a CID coordinator, and because of her skills, was recently promoted to be my administrative assistant. During that time with the city, she's earned her associate's degree in business management. She resides in Central Texas with her husband. She's currently building a house, so she may talk to you about some ideas and show you some wonderful photographs of the home that she has. At this time, she has 2 fur babies, one that she recently adopted from our animal shelter, Bailey, and Sadie, who's welcomed that new puppy into their house. Thank you so much, Stephanie. We have our 10-year award, Melissa Jewett. Melissa was first employed with the City of Harker Heights as a call taker. Shortly after that, she was promoted to the office coordinator for the CID division, or the detectives, under Glenn Borkowitz. That wasn't enough for Melissa. She decided that she wanted to become a police officer and was taking college courses in criminal justice. She became a police officer in 2016, and by utilizing her skills and her education, she obtained her associate's in applied sciences degree from Central Texas College. She also graduated with honors. She plans to continue her educational endeavors in attending Texas A&M Central Texas to receive her bachelor's degree also in criminal justice. Melissa, as with Sergeant Fernandez, is one of our newest sergeants. She currently has 3 children, has been married to her husband Wolf, and her mother-in-law is the former mayor of Killeen. So she's had a lot of experience dealing with city government. Again, thank you so much, Melissa. Eugene Cuthbert. Eugene Cuthbert, as you can tell from his different uniform, is our traffic sergeant. Eugene is happily married, has 2 children that he talks about, he's very proud of, and he enjoys spending time with his family and friends, but he also enjoys riding his motorcycle. Eugene is known for always lending a helping hand, and he's received several accolades from not only his co-workers, but from members of our public. He demonstrates an outstanding professionalism and work ethic, and is one that others wish to emulate. He enjoys working immensely in the traffic management unit, which handles our traffic laws and ensures the safe motoring public, as well as his skills in working major accidents and doing accident reconstruction. Eugene also attended Excelsior College and in 2020 received his master's in public administration. Eugene, thank you so much for your service. Johnny King. Johnny King is originally from Lavinia, Tennessee. He came to Texas by way of the United States military. While he was in the military, he served in the military police and also as the Director of Emergency Services on Fort Hood, where he commanded all of the patrol divisions on Fort Hood. He served as not only a soldier, a private security contractor, but as a police officer prior to joining the City of Harker Heights. He is currently a detective sergeant in the Criminal Investigation Division, is married with 7 grown children, and lives with his wife here in Harker Heights. His hobbies caught me by surprise. His hobbies are championship golf and trophy bass fishing. When asked for an explanation, we found out that that is so he has a small little plastic golf set, and the championship golf is a computer game. So Johnny, thank you very much for your service. Our 15-year pin for service to our city would be Jack Wallace. Jack Wallace is currently unavailable to be here with us, but Jack, for most of his adult life, has only held 2 jobs. One is in the United States Army, where he's honorably served for 21 years, and currently now with the City of Harker Heights as a police officer. Some of his many accomplishments while with the City of Harker Heights was he initially established the hostage negotiation team, which serves side by side with our SWAT team. At the same time, he became a member and an entry team leader for our SWAT team, but recently stepped down from that position and remains one of our instructors. He was one of the first taser instructors the police department had, and he remains one of our firearms instructors. He currently serves as the lieutenant in Criminal Investigation Division and is excited to be a part of this team. And one of the best accolades when talking to him most recently was we've had 5 murders, which is an uptick for the city. But through his leadership and guidance, all 5 have been solved. He states that one of his proudest accomplishments is being a father of 4, having 8 grandchildren, and following whatever his wife Beth says for the past 34 years. So Jack, thank you again for all your service. Our 20-year service pin, Johnny Drew Rheems. Johnny began his career with a city police officer in October of 2000. He's worked all the patrol shifts, midnight, day watch, the PMs, and served as a corporal and a sergeant in patrol. For the past 13 years, he's been assigned to the Criminal Investigation Division. He's been married to his wife for 23 years, has 3 adult children and 4 grandchildren. He served honorably in the military through the Army as a military police officer for 22 years, retiring as a first sergeant. He holds an applied science degree in criminal justice and a master's peace officer certification with the state of Texas. Johnny, thank you, sir. Owen Bullard. Owen Bullard started his employment with the city in March of 2001. Initially, he was in the military, and after he retired from the military, he decided that he wanted to do something that was less stressful and did not require any hard work. So he joined as a call taker. He also served as an animal control officer because he wanted a little bit more of a challenge, and then he became a police officer. After serving as a police officer, he also served as a sergeant, worked in CID, patrol, a detective, and then was promoted to lieutenant, where he now currently serves as our professional standards lieutenant. We most recently received recognition from the Texas Chiefs of Police Association for the 3rd time, and a lot of this was because of his drive and dedication to ensure that all of our policies and all of our mandates met all of those state standards. So we have a lot to thank Lieutenant Bullard for in that category. He currently serves as the lead member commander of our SWAT team. He's married, has 2 daughters, and his hobbies include golf and hunting. Thank you so much, Alan. Russell Dunigan. Rusty has been with the city police department since 2001, but was initially hired by the water department. In 2005, he made the jump to the police department. Since then, he served in patrol and as a motor officer for the traffic unit. He currently is one of our breachers on our SWAT team and also serves as our armorer in not only our handguns, our M4s, and our shotguns. So he has quite an expertise. He's also our primary taser instructor. Rusty, thank you so much for your service.
At this time, we also recognize Chief Phil Gad with his 5-year pin. It's hard to believe. I couldn't believe it's been 5 years already. We're very fortunate to have Phil in our city. Started out in the city of Killeen, I understand, then went to the FBI, and we were very fortunate to get him where he wanted to come back home late in his career. Served as our deputy chief and now as our chief of police. And so, Chief, you've done a phenomenal job, and the mayor will present you with your 5-year pin.
All right, good morning. Get the opportunity to present a few service pin awards today from the fire department. The first of today's recipients is Stewart Kiefer. He is the recipient of his 5-year service pin award. Stewart began his career with us on July 2nd, 2015. He was hired as a firefighter EMT basic. Stewart earned his firefighter and EMT certifications in the state of California, and then he got here as quick as he could. We're glad to have him. Stewart also holds a bachelor's degree from Sacramento State University. Certainly since joining our department, Stewart has earned many certifications, including his driver operator, Fire Officer 1, and most notably his paramedic certification, which he obtained in 2018. That's quite an accomplishment there. He did that through Central Texas College. In his off time, Stewart enjoys being active outdoors, hunting, fishing, hiking, to name a few of those. And Stewart also enjoys a new hobby that he took to developing during the COVID process, and that's woodworking. So congratulations, Stewart, on your 5-year achievement. Our next recipient is Aaron Dunham. He is receiving his 10-year service pin today. Aaron Dunham began his career with us on February 21st, 2011 as a firefighter paramedic on C shift. Aaron serves as a lieutenant on C shift today. During his tenure with the fire department, Lieutenant Dunham has obtained numerous certifications that include his advanced firefighter, his fire officer 4, that's a challenge to get that, his instructor 3, driver operator, investigator, incident safety officer, and basic wildland firefighter. In May of 2017, Lieutenant Dunham obtained his associate's degree from ACC in Fire Protection Technology. He then went on and graduated from Texas A&M University, San Antonio with a bachelor's degree in Fire and Emergency Services Administration. That was a recent accomplishment, I believe, Lieutenant. Lieutenant Dunham has been married to his wife, Heather, for 19 years. They have 2 daughters, Gabby and Sophia. His greatest accomplishment, as he says, is his family. Lieutenant Dunham spends his days off spending time with his family and helping his daughters with their numerous activities, and that includes sports and livestock showing. Congratulations, Lieutenant. Our next recipient is Ray Gandera, is receiving his 10-year Service Pin Award today. Ray began his career on July 26, 2010. Ray has obtained several certifications, those being advanced firefighter, a licensed paramedic, instructor, driver operator, investigator, as well as his Fire Officer 2 certification. Ray is from Temple, where he lives with his wife and 3 children. He enjoys spending time with his family, and he really likes playing basketball. He's tried to goad me into that several times, so congratulations, Ray. Our next recipient was unable to be here today, but I wanted to mention him, and that's Matt Hogan. He is receiving his 15-year pin. Matt began his career with us on August 8, 2005. He completed his fire and paramedic certifications through MCC in Waco. Today he holds a master firefighter, driver operator, and fire instructor certifications. Matt is our newest lieutenant. He was promoted back in December of 2019, so he's been on the job a little bit over a year. He lives with his wife and his children in McGregor. He is the dad of Kennedy, Evan, and Layla. His hobbies include spending time with his family and model railroading. So we congratulate Matt Hogan. All right, our next recipient, Walter Elvidge. Walter is receiving his 15-year pin today. He began his career on June 30th, 2005, and as I said, he's worked for us for 15 years. He is a driver operator on C shift, originally from, what do they call the state of Pennsylvania? The Granite State or something like that? Keystone State, excuse me, don't be offended. The Keystone State. Walter joined the Army, and like so many others, he got stationed at Fort Hood, and he liked it so much he wanted to stay. After getting out of the Army, he attended his paramedic school at CTC and eventually attended the Fire Academy here at Harker Heights, and subsequently came to work for us. He is married with 1 daughter. Congratulations, Walter. Our last recipient today is Damon Sprouse. Damon is receiving his 15-year pin today. He began his career with us May 21st, 2005. Damon is currently assigned to A shift as a driver operator. Damon holds his master firefighter, driver operator, fire instructor, and fire officer 1 certifications. Damon also has a bachelor's degree of science from UT Austin. I say that correctly? Okay. But then he decided he wanted to be a firefighter paramedic. He is married to his wife Dawn and has 2 children. His hobbies include spending time with his family, cycling, and I can say he does woodworking as well, and he does it quite well. Congratulations, Damon. That concludes the fire department.
right, next up we have our finance department, Aisha.
Susan Crawley is receiving her 10-year pin. Susan started with the city on August 9th, 2010 as a utility billing clerk, and 2 years later she was promoted to the payroll specialist and remained there for 8 years. Just this past October, she was promoted to finance analyst. During her tenure with the city, Susan has gotten married, had a little boy named Cash, who is now 6, and has adopted a cat named Oliver and a dog named Johnny. Susan enjoys spending time with her family, going boating, fishing, hiking, bowling, and hanging out with her friends. Lindsay Amundson is receiving her 15-year pin. Lindsay is the accounts payable clerk and started working for the city as a part-time rec aide in January 2006. She went full-time in finance June 2006. In her years, Lindsay has also held the position of customer service clerk, utility billing clerk, and building official secretary. In August 2020, Lindsay graduated from Texas A&M University of Central Texas with her bachelor's degree in business administration, focusing on human resources. Lindsay and her husband Chuck own Chuck's Garage and Bill's Towing in Killeen and recently started a construction company building duplexes. Aside from work, Lindsay enjoys camping and spending time boating, as well as hiking at the lake with her husband and her 2 daughters, Daisy and Eleanor, and dog Captain America.
All right, next up we'll have our Library Activity Center, so Alicia Youngblood.
Today we'd like to honor Nicole Bramer, who is currently our Activity Center and Events Coordinator. She has been with the City of Harker Heights for 20 wonderful years, and she has given so much service to our community and to our departments. It's almost impossible to say. She started as a building official secretary in the Public Works Department, and then she moved to the library as a children's librarian, and then moved to the Parks and Recreation Department as an activities coordinator, and now that the Activity Center is its own department, she is the Activity Center and events manager. And this is the lady who cares so much about your children, so much about fun things for you to do throughout the year, ways for you to really engage in our community. She's the one we have to thank for our fabulous Frost Fest, our Halloween hoopla, and a lot of our fabulous events that we have. Nicole, we just want to say how much that we appreciate the work and the service that you have given, and we are looking forward to more from you in the future.
All right, next up will be our IT department. Gary?
So today, Jim Miller is receiving his 5-year pin. Jim started with the city October 23rd, 2015. He is our computer systems technician, and he He's responsible for most of the desktop support, Coban systems, and that kind of stuff. Prior to that, Jim spent 24 years in the U.S. Army, where he retired as Sergeant Major. And we appreciate all the work he does for us. Congratulations.
All right, I get the honor of presenting Gary Bates with his 15-year pin. Is that correct? Did I get that one right? All right. 15 years with us. So, Gary, all the stuff you do for us, I mean, really, there's no way to enumerate all the things that you do for us. I mean, we keep you hopping. I know even on the weekends, a lot of times you're up here. I won't mention a department called Police Department that you may spend a lot of time with. But I will say this. If you're watching this video today, it is a testament to this man. And his hard work. He has brought us into the new age of technology. I know when I first came here to the city in 2004, our computers really didn't talk to each other than email, which now we have all different ways of using our computers to communicate and pass information. And I know he was not very happy with some of our policies, but Gary came in and transformed us and brought us into the modern age of IT. And if you use our online services, our website, all the things that we do, particularly during this time of COVID when we've needed to use technology a lot, it's a testament to this man. So, Gary, congratulations. All right, next up is our Parks and Recreation Department. Jeff.
Thank you, David and Mayor. Today we're recognizing two of our city employees, our Parks and Recreation employees. First, Tom Hollaback with his 15-year pin. He's receiving his 15-year pin today, and we're very thankful for the 15 years he has spent with the city. Tom spent most of his time taking great care of Carl Levin Park and was recently moved inside as the custodian at City Hall and the Recreation Center. As our city's closest thing to a central park, all eyes are on Carl Levin Park. There's never a week that goes by without the office staff receiving a compliment on the high quality of care that Carl Levin Park receives, and that's due in large part to Tom and the hard work that he's put out there. Though Carl Levin Park and its regulars already miss seeing Tom out there, we've already heard that a few times, we're happy that city staff at City Hall will get to know Tom the way that we do. Tom is married to his wife, Diane, and they have two grown sons, Brian and John. And in his free time, Tom enjoys gardening and improving things on earth from the small farm and house. Tom wants everyone to know that what he enjoys most about working for Harker Heights Parks and Rec are the people that he works with, and that he always wants to help wherever he can. So congrats, Tom, on 15 years with the city. Thank you. And next we've got Maurice. Maurice Henderson is going to receive his 10-year pin today. Maurice recently took over as the senior staffer at Carl Levin Park. And so he began his time with the city as a custodian and then moved outside, so did the opposite of Tom. He has served for many years at Purser Family Park, did a great job before moving to Carl Levin Park. Maurice has spent most of his time in Harker Heights also taking care of high traffic areas. So he's no stranger to having a lot of eyes on his park. During his time at Purser Family Park, which he was at for a few years, the Armed Services YMCA constructed their state-of-the-art facility, and Maurice's crew had a lot of responsibility with the outside maintenance of that facility. So he's no stranger to that, and we look forward to more great things from Maurice at Carl Levin Park. Maurice and his wife Chanel have 3 children, Kiana, Jordan, and Jaden, and in his free time he enjoys watching movies and playing basketball. And like Tom, the thing that Maurice enjoys most about working for Harker Heights Parks and Rec are the people. So congrats, Maurice, on 10 years with the city. Thank you.
Next up, we have our Public Works Department. Mark?
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell, Mayor. We have 4 recipients of their service pins. Our first recipient is Bill Ziegler. Bill's getting his 5-year anniversary pin. So Bill, has been with the wastewater department since 2015. He holds a Class C wastewater treatment license and a Class 2 wastewater collection license. We appreciate everything you do for the city, Bill. Thank you. Next, we have Nate Nesbitt. Nate's also a recipient of a 5-year anniversary pin. Nate actually started with wastewater in 2016 and transferred to the drainage in 2016, and then was in sanitation in 2019. If you've been to the transfer station, you know Nate is excellent with customer service. He's done a wonderful job at the drop site, and everybody loves him, so we appreciate all you do for the city, Nate. Thank you for your service. Next, we have Yvonne Spell. This is Yvonne's 10-year anniversary pin. So Yvonne started as an administrative assistant in the Public Works Department, and she was promoted to customer relations supervisor in 2016. So she's really an office manager over the planning administrative assistant and the building official secretary. She's also earned her master's degree this past year in public administration, which is quite a feat, holding down a job, having a family, and going to college all at the same time. So we're very proud of her. Thank you for your service, Yvonne. Then finally, we have Todd Maxson in our water department. Todd is getting his 25-year anniversary pin, which is quite an accomplishment. He's been in the water department since 1995. He was promoted to water field supervisor in 2008. He holds a backflow prevention assembly tester's license, a Class B water distribution license, Class C water treatment license, and a Class 2 wastewater collection license. So, 25 years in public works is, every year is like 5 in the public works department, so life comes at you fast. Todd has been a dependable employee. He's done a great job for us. Many cold, long nights working water leaks, and we appreciate all you do for us, Todd. And that concludes our Public Works presentation.
So I get the honor of presenting one in Public Works, and that is for our own Public Works Director, Mark Hyde. So, Mark, what can I not say about Mark Hyde? I'm so proud of him, the hard work that he does. Mark is not an engineer by degree, but he certainly is by experience. And I know that engineers come to Mark, and Mark, slide in a little bit there. Engineers come to Mark when they have issues because the man knows his stuff. He's a sharp guy. He is a blessing to our citizens, and he's a blessing to me as the city manager of this city, and all his knowledge and what he brings to the table, and just the good, positive attitude. Mark solves citizens' issues every day and does it with a smile on his face and leaves our citizens happy. So, Mark, so proud to have you on for this length of time, and I'll tell you maybe 30, 50 more maybe. Okay. So, thank you, Mark. right, for the admin department, I have the honor of recognizing 2 employees. First off, our legal team would have me read a disclaimer that when you hear the years of service that they've had, you have to understand that we are grandfathered. The child labor laws have changed. We have different expectations in our modern society than we did many years ago. So we were able to hire these employees on when they were very, very young, and they have been great members of our staff for so long. So I am honored today to recognize them. The first one that we will recognize is our ACM, Jerry Bart. So Jerry Bart will be receiving his 25-year pin with us. Congratulations, Jerry, on that. And Jerry was 23 years in Parks and Recreation before I had the honor and pleasure of bringing him over into admin, and is now our assistant city manager here for the city. Every day, Jerry is just a great help for me. Particularly, we talked a lot about COVID, and Jerry has really helped me lift the things that we needed to lift from an admin perspective during this time. He has been unwavering in his support of me during that time and of the council. Just a tremendous asset to our city always. I mean, our Parks Department, as you look across it, really, you know, a lot of people don't see his signature, but we sure do, those that know the projects and many projects that he's involved in. And he brought Jeff to our department, who now runs it. So he has a lasting impact on our parks, both here as well as statewide. Jerry is involved in a lot of things from a legislative perspective on parks over the years, and really has, including the sales tax, sporting goods sales tax. Jerry was very successful in his efforts there, along with others, to lift that at the state level, but Jerry definitely left a footprint there as well. So, Jerry, thank you for all you do for our city and our citizens. I'm extremely proud to have you as my ACM and for many more years. So, yes, sir. All right, next up I have, and she cannot be here with us today, but Leona Clay receives her 35-year pin. Leona is our HR director. Before that, I think she ran our courts department. Before that, she was in the police department. Leona's held a number of positions and has been wildly successful at everything that she's done. I can tell you that her support of us and admin and our employees is second to none. She loves our employees. She cares deeply for them. She wants them to be successful. She works hard every year to try to get the benefits. I'm in a lot of meetings with her, I know. She fights all the time to get better benefits for our employees. She really looks out for our employees, and there's no doubt of her love and compassion and care for our staff. And so today we recognize Leona's 35 years with us, and we thank her for her service. And with that, I will now turn it over to Mayor Smith for some concluding remarks.
Well, it's an honor to be here this morning for all these awards. Again, we have 445 years of service that you've seen that have passed by here this morning. And it's just an indication of the quality of people that we have here serving the community of Harker Heights. Again, they're very diverse in their backgrounds, and again, their interests that they have outside of their work. But I want the citizens of Harker Heights to get to know these folks so that, especially when we have water issues and such late into the night, public works issues, that they're out there making sure things happen. So that we have clean water, that our sewage treatment is taken care of, also that our roads and all the other things that go into providing those services that you deserve and expect of a city. And again, I'm very proud and honored to be the mayor of Harker Heights. And again, thank you for your time.